it's Laura, and I thought I'd give you a little recap over how the spending freeze from January went, and it went really well. I did manage to avoid spending any money on scrapbooking supplies, which was easier at the beginning of the month because there were no new collections coming out, and a lot of us spent lots of money in December and November on Black Friday sales, and we still have plenty of new products sitting on our desks that hadn't been put away. In my case, that was very true. And so one of my tasks for January was I was organizing and putting away the new products that I had bought previously. And that kind of gave me the same satisfaction of like, I have new stuff, I have things I can play with, and I did pull some of it out and play with it in January. Another thing that I had going for me in January was December Daily. I wasn't done with my December Daily yet, so I had another big project to focus on, and I already had the supplies for it. I didn't need to add anything to that kit. It was monstrous. So those two things kind of kept me pretty motivated to use what I had and not to worry about all the new stuff that was coming out. Now, speaking of creativation, or at least alluding to it, I will tell you that I do have a couple of favorites of the new collections that are coming out, and I'll mention that at the end when I tell you my plan for reducing my spending this year. Now, through this process of a spending freeze, I had a couple of revelations that really sort of blew my mind, and some of them seem kind of common sense, but they didn't really occur to me at the time. I also have a couple of tips that I'm going to use, and I would encourage you to use if you're trying to reduce your spending this year. That is a big focus for me. These will help you out even if you're not doing a spending freeze. So let's get started with the revelations. The first revelation is I have too much stash. I actually discovered that I have way more than I thought I did. I bought a lot of product last year, and I realized too, second revelation, I spent way more than I thought I was. And part of that is because I subscribed to a lot of kit clubs over the course of last year. I actually subscribed to, I think, 5 or 6 different kit clubs throughout the year, and at some points had 3 or 4 kit clubs going at the same time. And so I was having a lot of product coming in, plus online shopping to the newest collections coming out, plus going to Tuesday morning for discount shopping. Too much. Way too much. And now I have an overload of product, whereas a year ago I hardly had any. At least not current product. I had some older product, but I didn't have much current product. And it made me realize that I really was doing a lot of shopping and not enough scrapping. And so for me, that was kind of a wake-up call, like, whoa, when I sat down and figured out exactly how much I was spending every single month on new product, I realized, okay, that was more than I thought it was. I didn't really have myself set on a budget, but I think I had a vague idea of how much I wanted to be spending each month, and I was definitely going over that number. Once you add in those subscription kits, I mean, you put a subscription kit on your credit card, let's say, and you don't think about it every month. It's taking out $32, $34, $40, and that adds up real quick. If you're subscribed to 3 subscription kits, that's $100. Done. Gone every month. And I wasn't really taking that into account when I was considering how much money that I was spending. So first 2 revelations, I have too much product and I was spending way more than I thought I was. The third revelation that I had relates to the first 2. I had too many kit club subscriptions last year. I do not need all these subscriptions. And I would get in one kit that I loved, and then I would get in the next kit and it was okay. It wasn't perfect. I would not have purchased these products if they hadn't come in a kit. And it made it really frustrating for me because I did end up with some product that I don't love. And that's not something that I enjoy dealing with. Also, with all the new product coming in, revelation number 4, I was spending entirely too much time organizing the new product, putting the new product away, and shopping for the new product, and not enough time actually making things. And so I had all of this new product coming in, but I wasn't using my new product fast enough, and I was just building up a stash. And I don't really want to build up any more stash. I have as much as I can handle at the moment. And since I'm not a fan of purging, I want to make a dent in my stash. I want to be using up at least as much stash stash as I am bringing in, and that was not happening last year. The fifth revelation that I had was that I was not very organized in my shopping because I had duplicates of many things in my stash. As I was looking through and trying to build a stash kit for January, I realized I had a lot of duplicates, and it kind of caught my attention, to be honest with you. And when I sat and thought about it, I realized what had happened. I had purchased the product, first off, when it first came out. When it was first released, I would purchase it. Love it. It's fantastic. I'd buy it. Then I'd get it in one Kit Club kit. And later, I get it in another Kit Club kit. So unwittingly, I'm buying 2 to 3 of the same product unintentionally. And I have no idea what's going to be in future Kit Clubs. So I'm never quite sure, should I buy this or not? Because I could get it, but I could not as well. So that was my revelations for this process. And now I have a couple of tips that I think will help me and you keep our spending down if that is your goal for this year. The first tip is to make more and buy less. Now that seems kind of obvious, but really, if you are focused on the creating aspect of scrapbooking and not so much checking out all of the new product, then you're gonna be less distracted and less likely to go look at that new product. You're gonna focus on using what you have. And one of the ways to do that is to make stash kits. Whether or not those are just page kits, if you are like me and have a very short attention span, or if you're making a larger kit and just working from it until you get bored with it. I mean, that's still making progress through your stash. The second tip that I had is to make a list, then wait and reevaluate. So you're going to make a list of the products that you think that you would like to have, that you think are important to you, that you love, and then wait at least a week, 1 week, and then reevaluate how important are those products. Are there other products that have come out that would take precedence on that list? Would they move down in priority for these newer products? And if that's the case, those newer products move to the top of the list, and then they get to wait for a week. Because I have found, and this is completely true, I found this happening last year as I would see a new collection come out and think, oh, I need that, I love that, I want that, and I would go buy it. And then the next collection would come out, oh, I need that, I want that, I'd go buy it. And I haven't even touched the first collection yet. And once I got 2 or 3 collections ahead, I'm looking at them and I'm going, I don't really love this one as much as I do this one. I wish I hadn't bought that one because I really want this one. And it just made me realize I needed to wait. I needed to really consider, is this product really worth the money I'm paying for it? Because if you're buying a whole collection or most of a collection even, you're dropping a lot of money. You're spending $60 to $100 on a collection, and that's a big investment in your stash. So you need to be sure that what you're buying is exactly what you want, love, and will use. So that is tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to mix new product with old. So when you get in new product, when you do decide to buy something, grab some things from your stash that coordinate. Now, I know with American Crafts running most of these scrapbooking companies nowadays, a lot of the color schemes across designers will match. They will coordinate and look beautiful together. So you don't have to worry too much about getting the perfect match because they're going to be very, very close. And I have found that true in creating my stash kits already. This will also excite you to use your old product because you're getting to play with the new product at the same time. And I think that that's motivating. It's motivating for you to use up your old product because you're getting to play with the new exciting things at the same time. So that's a lot of fun. I think it's an easy way to get that stash used up. Tip number 4 is to limit your color palette, because if you have a certain area of color combination that you love, that you use a lot, then start limiting yourself to just purchasing things in that color palette, because then everything you have will coordinate. You will need a limited number of mixed media items to go with those supplies, and it automatically limits your options to things that you really love and not all the stuff that you kind of like. So that is my 4th tip, and on to my plan for the rest of the year. So my plan for the rest of the year to limit my spending is I am only going to be buying one kit at a time, and I cannot buy a second kit until I have finished the first. And that doesn't mean per month. It means however long it takes me to use up that kit, then I can move on and buy another one. So if I'm loving this month's hip kit, I can buy this month's hip kit. However, I cannot buy another kit from any company until I have used up this month's hip kit. Another plan that I had is to control my extraneous shopping, because let's be real, how many of us are impulse shoppers and we get on scrapbook.com or we get on to joanne.com or cherry on top. Oh, I'm bad on a cherry on top. But we get onto these companies' websites and we think, okay, we're gonna go check out this collection. And while we're shopping through this collection, we find lots of other things that we could maybe like to have, or ooh, I've been looking for that on sale. Oh, look at the price on that one. And we're buying lots of things on sale that we don't necessarily love. And so that doesn't make them useful. And we need to stick to just buying things we love. And I am going to stop doing that. What I'm going to be doing instead is I'm going to be making a list, waiting and evaluating, and then once I'm sure what I want to buy, I am sending that list to Christina Sorge at the Secret Not Secret Kit Club, and I've asked her to make me 4 kits this year based on my 4 favorite collections from Creativation. And I want her to mix them up to make them quick and easy to use, and so that I don't get bogged down in one collection. And I will tell you, those 4 collections that I chose, my 4 favorites that were released at Creativation. The first one is Pink Fresh Studios Everyday Musings, and Pink Paisley's Indigo and Ivy. Absolutely love that collection. Paige Evans Horizons, that looks very nice. Now I did kind of pick and choose from that collection because it is travel based and I'm not a travel scrapper. The 4th collection is a little bit of a surprise one, I think. Simple Stories Heart collection, which is absolutely beautiful and very, very elegant, and it just speaks to my soul. I'm not sure why, but it just speaks to my soul. I love it. So those are the 4 collections I've asked for, along with some mixed in papers from Vicky Bouton's newest mixed media pad, which is pre-made mixed media papers. And I love that idea because I'm so impatient with mixed media drying. So very excited to get some of those, but I asked her to go ahead and take those products and make me 4 kits. So 4 kits from the Secret Not Secret Kit Club are coming this year, and I'm not going to buy any others until I have used up each one of those kits. So I'm very excited about that and getting to use those new products, but I'm also glad it's going to limit my spending and keep me from shopping. My other plan for this year is to limit myself to companies that I love and stop trying to pick up bits and pieces from every company that comes out with a collection, because a lot of times those bits and pieces don't go together. If you buy, let's say, Indigo and Ivy from Pink Paisley, and then you go and purchase this other one from Authentique or Simple Stories, and they're all very different in style, and some of them do have different color tones, and then how do you use them? I find buying one piece at a time is not the most effective way to build a stash or to collect products that you love. It just makes it way too difficult to use, and so I'm not going to be doing that this year. So that wraps up my scrappy plans, my revelations, and my tips. I hope this was helpful to you. Let me know in the comments below what Creativation collections you're eyeing, or what are your plans for reducing your spending this year. Thanks so much for joining me, you guys. Until next time, bye!